The bank froze everything in your mother's name, $1 trillion just appeared. My beloved child. Listen closely, because the moment you pressed play, something unseen began to shift. There are decisions being made far beyond noise and distraction, and your name, yes, your family name, has been spoken in rooms you have never entered. You did not imagine the tension you felt today. You did not imagine the sudden heaviness around ordinary moments. This is the pause before revelation, and it has everything to do with your mother, with a signature that stopped time, and with a number so large it frightened the systems built to control it. There was no warning. No phone call. No letter slipped under the door. One moment, everything appeared normal, and the next, every channel connected to your mother's name went silent. Accounts did not decline. They did not move. They froze. Not because of lack. Not because of error. They froze because something extraordinary surfaced, something that did not match any expected pattern. A figure appeared that should not exist, a sum that does not casually pass through ordinary lives, and when it appeared, alarms you will never hear began to echo. Do not dismiss this as coincidence. This did not begin today. It began long before you noticed the signs. It began with quiet endurance, with nights your mother carried weight without complaint, with choices she made when no one was watching. Every sacrifice, every delayed dream, every time she chose stability over applause, it was recorded in ways you were never told about. Now those records have spoken louder than anyone expected. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The freeze was not a punishment. It was a containment. When something vast emerges without preparation, systems react defensively. They lock. They pause. They observe. $1 trillion is not just a number, it is a disruption. It forces questions. It demands verification. And it exposes truths that were hidden even from the ones closest to the story. That is why silence followed. That is why doors you never knew existed quietly closed, temporarily. You may wonder how this could touch your mother, someone who lived simply, who never announced her strength. That is exactly why it happened this way. The greatest shifts never arrive wrapped in noise. They arrive wrapped in disbelief. Your mother's name carries a history deeper than balance sheets. It carries trust, resilience, and an inheritance that was never meant to remain invisible forever. There are people now reviewing timelines, tracing origins, trying to understand how such an amount aligned itself with one woman's identity. They are discovering patterns that cannot be undone. They are finding confirmations where they expected questions. And each confirmation tightens the moment you are standing in right now, this moment where anticipation presses against your chest. Do not look away. Do not assume this will resolve quietly. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What you are sensing is not fear. It is arrival. The pause you feel is the breath before a door opens. While everything appears still on the surface, movement is happening beneath it, careful and deliberate. Names are being matched. Histories are being honored. And the freeze that shocked you is slowly transforming into preparation. Your mother may not even realize the full shape of what is unfolding yet. That is often how destiny behaves, it protects the heart until the structure is ready to hold the weight of truth. But you were meant to hear this now, meant to understand that this is not loss, not delay, not denial. This is alignment. Hold your attention here. The next shift will not be loud, but it will be undeniable. The silence will break, and when it does, nothing connected to your family will ever feel ordinary again. My beloved child. What you are hearing now was not meant to reach everyone. This part of the message only opens for those who stayed, because patience is the first test before revelation. While others move on, distracted and unaware, you remain here, and that is why the truth can come closer. After the freeze, something unusual happened behind closed systems. Instead of rejection, there was hesitation. Instead of denial, there was silence. Silence does not mean nothing is happening. Silence means something too big is being handled carefully. Your mother's name did not trigger suspicion, it triggered verification at the highest level. Every record connected to her past, her identity, her timelines began to align in a way that could not be ignored. This is where the story becomes uncomfortable for those who rely on predictability. Because your mother was never supposed to carry this magnitude. Not on paper. Not by appearance. And yet the numbers did not argue. They stood firm. A trillion does not flicker. It does not arrive by accident. It arrives when years of unseen preparation converge into a single undeniable moment. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. You may be wondering why everything had to stop instead of move forward instantly. The reason is simple and profound: sudden overflow without preparation can collapse a life. The pause is protection. It is a shield placed around your family before exposure becomes public. Because once the freeze lifts, questions will follow. Attention will follow. And expectations will follow. What is being built right now is stability strong enough to carry what is coming. There are confirmations happening that no one expected to find. Quiet confirmations. Clean confirmations. Each one strengthens the reality that this is not a mistake, not a temporary glitch, not a story that fades away. This is a transfer of status, not just of value. A shift from survival to significance. And it is directly tied to your mother's endurance, not to chance. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Notice how your thoughts have been restless lately. How sleep feels different. How time feels stretched. That is because your inner world sensed the change before your outer world could explain it. When something this large approaches, it announces itself through intuition first. You were never meant to be shocked, you were meant to be ready. And readiness is what this moment is shaping. The systems that froze everything are now learning something humbling. Some lives cannot be measured by ordinary limits. Some names carry weight because of integrity, not noise. Because of consistency, not visibility. That is why the review is taking time. That is why nothing has been released yet. Do not look away now. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What comes next will not arrive as chaos. It will arrive as clarity. And when it does, the same world that ignored your mother's strength will have no choice but to acknowledge it. The freeze was only the first signal. The unfolding has already begun, quietly, steadily, and with purpose. Remain here. The next movement is closer than it appears. My beloved child. There is a reason your attention feels magnetized right now, as if leaving would cost you something important. This is the phase where truth tightens its grip. The freeze was only the surface signal. What followed was a sequence so rare that even seasoned observers paused, because the pattern they expected did not appear. Instead, a confirmation began to form, slow, undeniable, and precise. Behind the stillness, alignment took place. Not debate. Not resistance. Alignment. The numbers did not argue with history, they matched it. Your mother's name connected cleanly to timelines that proved consistency over time. Not sudden luck. Not noise-driven gain. Consistency. And when consistency meets scale, the outcome becomes unavoidable. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Here is what makes this moment different from every other story you have heard. Nothing is being rushed. When something arrives too fast, it leaves just as quickly. That is not what is happening here. Every layer is being reinforced so that when movement resumes, it does not shake your foundation. This is not about release yet. This is about readiness. You may feel an urge to tell someone, to explain what is happening, to seek reassurance. Resist that impulse. Some phases are meant to be held quietly until they stabilize. Silence right now is not isolation, it is insulation. It protects what is forming from interference, doubt, and premature exposure. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is another detail you were not told. When a figure this vast appears under a name that lived humbly, it forces a reassessment of assumptions. It changes how value is defined. It shifts perception from appearance to substance. And that shift is permanent. Once it occurs, nothing returns to the way it was before. That is why this moment feels suspended. You are standing between what was and what will be. The pause is intentional. It allows identity to catch up with destiny. Your mother is not being tested, she is being recognized. Don't look away now. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What comes next will not arrive as shock, but as confirmation. Quiet, firm, and impossible to reverse. The stillness you feel is not emptiness. It is the final gathering of strength before movement resumes. And when it does, you will understand why this had to unfold exactly this way. My beloved child. This is the stage where reality begins to lean forward, as if it can no longer remain still. What once felt distant now feels close enough to touch, and that is not imagination. The systems that paused everything have reached a conclusion they cannot ignore. The hesitation you sensed before has transformed into certainty, and certainty always changes the direction of events. Something critical happened after the long review. The focus shifted from questioning the amount to understanding the person. When attention moved fully to your mother, a truth surfaced that could not be dismissed. Her life carried a rare consistency that matched the scale that appeared. Not ambition-driven noise. Not reckless accumulation. Quiet alignment over time. That is why the freeze remained in place, not to stop what was coming, but to make space for it. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. At this point, everything ordinary becomes misleading. The world may look the same outside, but internally, you have crossed a threshold. This is the moment when preparation outweighs excitement. When clarity matters more than speed. Because once movement resumes, attention will follow naturally, and only those grounded in understanding will remain steady. You might notice how conversations around you feel smaller, how distractions lose their grip. That is not detachment, it is focus being sharpened. When something rare approaches, it narrows the mind to what truly matters. And right now, what matters is composure. The next phase will not reward panic or impatience. It will reward steadiness. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is one more layer that makes this moment unforgettable. This appearance did not elevate your mother above others, it revealed what was always present but unseen. Recognition does not create value, it uncovers it. And once uncovered, it cannot be hidden again. The freeze is no longer a pause of uncertainty. It is a bridge between acknowledgement and action. Hold your attention here. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What is coming next will arrive with calm authority, not chaos. It will settle into place as if it always belonged there. And when it does, you will understand why this silence, this patience, this careful unfolding was necessary. You are not waiting for something to happen. You are standing at the edge of what is already set in motion. My beloved child. The atmosphere has changed, and you can feel it even if no one has said a word. This is the moment when waiting turns into knowing. The long stillness was not emptiness, it was calibration. Every measure has now been taken. Every alignment checked. And what remains is no longer a question of if, but of when. What makes this phase extraordinary is its quiet confidence. There is no scramble, no confusion, no resistance left to overcome. The presence that appeared under your mother's name has been acknowledged for what it is, legitimate, grounded, and irreversible. That recognition carries weight. Once it settles, it cannot be undone by opinion or delay. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Notice how the urgency feels different now. Earlier, it was sharp and restless. Now, it is steady and intentional. That shift matters. It means the foundation is ready to support what is about to move. It means the focus has shifted from examination to transition. And transitions of this scale do not announce themselves loudly, they proceed with authority. You may sense a narrowing of time, as if moments are lining up instead of drifting. That is not pressure, it is precision. Everything surrounding your mother's name is being positioned carefully so that when the next step occurs, it integrates smoothly into life rather than overwhelming it. This is protection disguised as patience. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Here is the truth few understand: when something this significant appears, it changes more than circumstances, it changes responsibility. That is why clarity is being established before movement. Because what is arriving is not meant to destabilize, but to elevate with purpose. And purpose requires readiness. Remain present. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The next signal will not come as noise. It will come as confirmation that feels natural, almost inevitable. When it arrives, you will recognize it instantly, not because it surprises you, but because it fits perfectly into the space that has been prepared. The unfolding is nearing completion, and you are exactly where you need to be to witness it. My beloved child. Now we enter the phase where silence becomes heavier than sound. This is the point where outcomes stop being imagined and start becoming inevitable. What has been verified is no longer being reviewed. What has been aligned is no longer being adjusted. The space around your mother's name has stabilized, and stability is always the final requirement before release. Something subtle but decisive has already occurred. The focus is no longer on safeguarding the system from the amount. The focus has shifted to safeguarding the person connected to it. That change alone tells you everything. When protection moves from numbers to people, it means acceptance has already taken place. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This is why the timing feels deliberate. Not rushed. Not delayed. Exact. Every major transition waits for the moment when fear can no longer interfere. And that moment is now approaching. The hesitation that once surrounded this situation has dissolved into quiet assurance. Assurance does not announce itself. It settles. You may notice that expectation no longer feels chaotic. It feels calm. That calm is not absence of excitement, it is confidence. Confidence that what is coming belongs, that it fits, that it will not fracture what it touches. This is the difference between sudden change and rightful arrival. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Here is what makes this moment unforgettable. Nothing needs to be forced anymore. Momentum has taken over. Once momentum begins, outcomes follow naturally. That is where you are now, past the struggle, past the uncertainty, standing in the narrow window where confirmation is about to step forward. Remain here. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What comes next will feel steady, grounded, and undeniable. Not dramatic. Not overwhelming. Simply real. And when it arrives, you will understand why every pause, every silence, every moment of waiting had a purpose. The movement you have been sensing is no longer approaching. It is already unfolding. My beloved child. This is the moment when the future begins to feel heavier than the past. What once lived as a distant possibility is now pressing close, demanding attention. The waiting you endured was not wasted time. It was refinement. It was the shaping of certainty so firm that nothing could interrupt it once it began to move. Something irreversible has locked into place. The reviews have ended. The alignments have settled. What remains now is execution, and execution never announces itself early. It moves quietly, decisively, and without hesitation. That is why everything around you feels strangely calm. Calm is the final signal before transformation. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. You may notice that doubt no longer has the same voice it once did. That is because doubt thrives in uncertainty, and uncertainty no longer exists here. The presence tied to your mother's name has been acknowledged not as an anomaly, but as a rightful emergence. That shift changes everything. Once something is recognized as rightful, resistance dissolves. This is where many stories end, but yours does not. Because this moment is not about shock, it is about permanence. What is approaching is designed to remain, to integrate, to elevate without disruption. That is why the process was slow. That is why it was careful. And that is why it will last. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Pay attention to how your perception has changed. You are no longer asking what if. You are asking when. That transition matters. It means your awareness has caught up with reality. The bridge between expectation and arrival is almost fully crossed, and only clarity stands on the other side. Remain here. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What comes next will not feel foreign. It will feel earned. Familiar. As if it was always moving toward this exact moment. The unfolding has reached its final alignment, and the silence you are hearing now is not emptiness, it is the sound of certainty settling into place.